whether you're at home, on the go, or at the stadium.
Welcome to the Centre Bounce, your home for all things AFL Supercoach.
Hey, how's it going?
How you doing?
Yeah, good. If you were, if the people on the stream were watching about 10 seconds earlier, I was here doing my stretches. I'm like, we're in for a good session today. Going to talk all things Supercoach and AFL and football. And Joe, it has been another interesting Monday in the world of the egg ball. We're going to call it the egg ball because it's been an interesting egg ball day, I guess is probably the right word to say.
Egg ball. Oh, I will never call that. I'll never call it egg ball, but there's another one. Yes, indeed. Another injury, big injury apparently coming out today with young Dan Curtin having to be stretchered off at training.
Yep.
So there's always news, isn't there? There's always something.
Have you seen it? Have you seen the what he did?
I haven't actually seen it. No, I was very, very busy at work today. All I know is that he was stretchered off. It was in a world of pain. I've heard that it's a ruptured kneecap of some sort, isn't it?
Yeah, apparently he's pulled his kneecap muscle or something like that. There's some interesting footage that's popped around at the moment. A lot of track watchers down at Adelaide, and funnily enough, Port Adelaide was doing the same drill about an hour later. But yeah, him and Dawson, Curtin and Dawson had a little bit of a wrestle on the floor, and whoop, there you go. So yeah, bit of a nasty one. But hey, all power to him. I hope he's going to be okay.
This is the moment. Dan Curtin injured his knee in a wrestling drill with Captain Jordan Dawson during pre-season training. Doctors worked on popping the Crow suspected dislocated kneecap back in before he was stretchered off the track. The young gun has been sent for scans, but he understands his AFL is intact. Oh, jeez, that's rough.
Yep, that's a bit not great.
By the way, is that Hungry Jacks on the back of their shirts?
Are they sponsored by Hungry Jacks?
Is that not say Hungry Jacks on the back there?
Yep. That says Hungry Jacks.
Wow. Adelaide, there's a new bird in town for Hungry Jacks. Unbelievable. But yeah, that's pretty rough, man. I mean, seriously, with the captain of all people. Like, if it was Zach Merritt doing it to our own players, I'd understand. But Jordan Dawson, come on, man. You can't be doing this to your teammates. To the rising star, that's a little unlucky. Adam, good to see you, mate. Wasn't it with? Yeah, it was. Cheese, how you doing, man? Good to see you, Cheese. Happy New Year. Yeah, it sucks. Big time. They were all doing it. Wrestling dream, pretty unlucky.
I'm just gonna flick you the actual video of it. I had track watchers down there, so give me one sec.
Dawson would feel horrific. Dawson will feel so bad. 100%. He'll probably be thinking, how did I stuff it up? What could I have done differently? Yeah, he's gonna feel so guilty, and he's gonna be replaying in his head all the time. Obviously, it was an innocuous accident,
freak accident.
Yeah. So, but he will feel genuinely terrible. All right, I'm looking at this. What's this?
If you check that one out, that includes a little bit more than just what was in there.
Oh, a little bit more. All right, let's have a look.
So it's like they're doing some weird wrestling on the ground drill or something, and then he picks him up and turns him, and then he does his knee.
Well, yeah. I mean, when you're doing this sort of grappling thing, it's not just for a casual little exercise, like a little hug. It is supposed to be hard work.
Yep.
That's a bit rough. That's a bit unfortunate. I'm actually I'm just really surprised now that Adelaide is sponsored by Hungry Jacks.
That's the story from today. I guess the good thing about Dan Curtin is it's another one to cross off the list, unfortunately, and all the power to him. I think he'll be fine, but probably just not someone that we're going to start. And I'll tell you what, Joe, that sub 400K price point is really tough. at the moment.
Yeah.
Uh,
All right. So apparently they still are, according to
Yeah.
this. All right, but when did Adelaide become sponsored? Is this new? Have I just lost the plot? When did
how's it
100
going, everybody? Tatum, how you doing, mate? Cheese. Oh, there you go. Cheese. Yep. Sucks for him. Yeah, it really does. Hey, bit rough. Hopefully you guys are doing okay. Joe, outside of the Dan Curtin / Hungry Jacks news,
It was in late 2021.
There you go. Feels like Supercoach is going to be opening soon for those non-gold members, mate. I don't know if you've caught up with all the Twitter goss and whatnot, but there's a few sneaky AFL pages and whatnot saying, hey, just be careful, it's coming out soon.
Well, AFL Fantasy has already opened, so I imagine that Supercoach will not be very far behind. Okay, Causa, how's it going, man? Sucks for Brett and George.
What's up, Causa? Yeah,
what happened with Brett and George?
Didn't train on Friday. And then it's come out that he's got like a hamstring.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough.
Oh, it's just another one. Poor kid just can't cop a break, finally gets himself fit and ready to go, and then this thing happens, and then he does his elbow, and then now he's done his leg, and it's just like, at some point he's got to play, and if he only plays 5 games of VFL, it might be see you later, mate. So, yeah. Yeah, I don't think fantasy's open yet, according to Tatum's. Yeah, I know that they're looking at it, but just not completely open.
Yeah. I don't know. I just read it in a group chat that fantasy opened, so fantasy is late this week sometime. Okay, there we go. Thank you very much, guys. We're doing a community team again. Absolutely, always up for a 100%. Community team. That was so much fun. Community team. It did better than our teams. It was so good. We were very jealous of the community team.
Yeah, it was a little bit like that grandma team, if you guys remember that kind of popped out of nowhere after our normal teams just didn't do very well for half the year. So, yeah, great grandma team and community team. There you go.
So I suppose it's a bit of injury news to cover. Ben Keith's never really relevant. I know Sid Draper's on a lot of people's radar as a potential rookie in the forward line, but he's had some groin problems, and if you're having groin problems in January, I'm not really one that I'm super keen to start.
No,
they're going to be very conservative with him, and rightfully so. He's a really important player for him. Brisbane, bit of a walking wounded at the moment. Lots of injuries at the moment. Jared Berry, Answorth, Jasper Fletcher, Dunkley in rehab group, but on track for opening round. Ben Keys is always Supercoach relevant when he plays against the Bombers. 100%. Against the Bombers, he turns into Keezus. All right? He becomes Keezus against the Bombers. And then everywhere else, he's just a no good, especially in finals. He becomes terrible. Kidding, Coleman, full training. You love to see it. Fittest he's ever been. How fit has he ever been, really? He's always injured, but fingers crossed. McCarthy, Eric Hipwood.
It's interesting. We can go into kind of like backline structures and strategies and stuff later if you want to, but a lot of people jumping off Coleman, whereas he used to just be like an auto include in a lot of people's teams. And yeah, maybe we'll just run 1 or 2 rookies on the field in the backline, and that's it, really. So a lot of reports.
Well, I suppose
forward.
Yeah, exactly. If he's playing, but then again, if you're playing half forward for the Lions, there are certainly worse teams that you could be playing forward for. You know what I mean? So, who were the forwards for Brisbane last year? If you just go to DFS, for example,
I know, like Levi Ashcroft played a little bit. Zach Bailey did, obviously Archie did.
Yeah,
you got Gallup and Morris, and then somebody else, and yeah.
Let's say he plays the Archie role. Yeah, say he plays the Archie role. What did Archie score this year? He scored 65.6.
It's probably not worth
If
it.
we get 65.6 out of Kadeem Coleman at 233, that is a shocking return.
Yeah, because you just pick a rookie and save 100K.
100%. Exactly.
Yeah.
100%. So if he's giving us 80s every week, different story. But if he's going to give us 65, then that is no bueno. So we don't like that. And Archie actually had some consistency. I've played multiple games. So if the reporting is true and Archie is playing more as a forward, so not Archie, and Kadeem Coleman is playing more as a forward, then I'm not going to go for it personally. But if he's playing half back, then you lock him in my opinion. It's obviously a question mark over what his role is. Geordie, good evening, mate.
How's it going, Geordie?
Yeah, Curtin, very sad news.
Bro, he was looking massive too, Joe. Just kind of like how much size and stuff he'd put on in the preseason. The boy looked like he almost was 5 or 6 years into the AFL system instead of 1.
Any player missing preseason is worry for me. Yep, 100%. I agree. Poet, you know it. Howdy, mate. Good to see you. Coleman's out of my defense. It just depends on the role. If he's playing round 1, he will be in over 50% of teams. 230K is just too cheap not to start him.
Yeah, there's a few other players around that price point. If I have a quick squiz at our teams, there's a few other players around that price point that I think are okay. That I don't think we're going to be forced into picking that. It's not like previous years where, remember Liam Jones kind of, this goes back a couple more years, Liam Jones type that everyone was kind of forced to pick just because he's playing. I think Billy Wilson's going to be one that a lot of people are looking at. Shout out to Shaq if he's watching. But Billy Wilson playing midfield for Carlton at the moment, 219K, might be someone that we're forced to pick. There's a few others kind of around that price point as well that, it's not going to be a must-have. And maybe we spend a little bit less and we just jump on a Jacob Farrow that probably ends up scoring about the same anyway in a team that has DPP. So we'll see.
Yeah, Farrow, I don't know. I think Farrow's probably going to make his way into the side. I think after he plays a stint in the VFL. I don't think he just walks straight into the team personally. That's just my read on it at the moment. Is all I'll say. He has been training, I suppose, in the midfield, which is pretty good for him. But I don't think he's just a walk up. I don't think he's a walk up starter for us. We've got especially if all the players are there. Watch for McCarthy as well for Brisbane. Last time we played a full season with 16th forward at the rookie price. That's right. Lincoln McCarthy. He's a gun, Lincoln McCarthy. We all forget about him because of just how often he's injured. But he's 32 years of age. If there's ever a team that you want to play forward in, it's for the Lions, isn't it? So
yeah.
I know we don't like forwards in our team who are playing forward, but Lincoln McCarthy, the early buy sucks though. For someone who's injury prone and that you want to make a lot of money quickly, having an early buy to disrupt it isn't the best.
I would almost go and say at that price point, if you're looking for a forward causer, it might be worth looking at someone like a Liam Henry if you're really forced to pick someone. Should be playing best 22 football as like basically every week, and I think he's a little bit cheaper as well. So he might be one that we kind of look at. Has only got the round 4 bye, even though a lot of us already are going to jump on Mateus Philippou and a few others. He might just kind of select himself a little bit, I think.
Yeah, potentially.
We'll see.
Potentially. Coleman picks himself if fit.
Potentially. We'll see.
Yeah. if fit and playing the halfback role. I want to see Dane Zorko completely out of that back line. I want to see Dane Zorko playing as a forward. If they've got a few people going through that back line, if they've got Zorko still there and if they've got Jasper still there, he's a gun. Jasper's a gun.
Yeah, and Sam Mitchell's going to be playing through there as well, I think, or does Sam a little bit already.
Who's Sam Mitchell?
Sam Mitchell? Who's the Mitchell from?
Sam Mitchell. He's going to start playing for. He's going to put on the boots and play for the Lions. I like that.
Who's the one that I'm thinking? Oh, Sam Marshall. Sorry, my mistake.
Yeah, Sam Marshall.
Oh, there you go. They've got enough players running through there. It's going to be interesting what happens with Brisbane with Starcevic not playing at the club anymore. Like just kind of the lineup and stuff, but I don't know.
We'll see. Matt's debater. What order are you ranking these defenders? McKercher, Bergman, Rivers, Newman, Houston. I'm going to go Bergman first.
Yeah, so the way that I kind of look at this is I go backwards. I say, okay, who am I picking last? And that's probably Rivers, then Houston, then Nick Newman's definitely there. I like Bergman better, and then McKercher. I love McKercher. I think he's fantastic. But his disposal efficiency isn't the best, which is why we're trying to get him in like a running role because then he can still impact the game. He's not like a burst through the middle midfielder. But yeah, I think just from order of ease in terms of what the fixture's like. If Bergman's playing majority mid, it's really hard to pass up as the number one. So I'd go, Bergman, McKercher, and then kind of take your pick with the next three. Cause is saying here, Houston had surgery on a hip a few days ago. So there you go. He's probably last on my list then out of those guys.
I wasn't going to put him last anyway. I was going to put him early buy. Oh, it does matter because the early buy does matter because if you're looking at Brisbane, they'll play round 0 and they'll play round 1, but then they have the buy round 2. So they don't actually, he doesn't actually get a price rise till round 3. So, and one of the weeks that you've had him doesn't even count because round 0 doesn't count for your score. So it's not the best. I'd much rather have someone who is injury prone to not have that early buy because it just means that we can get that catch gen going sooner rather than faster, as opposed to potentially seeing him go down with injury in round 2 in round 3. If you had no buy, that would have been 2 price rises.
Yeah,
but because of the buy, he's only getting the 1 if he gets injured early. So that's the reasoning.
Geordie's saying here would rather run with 2 premiums, 2 400k guys and 2 mid prices. It kind of just depends on money allocation and things like that. If you can go into your back line and say, okay, I'm very, very happy with locking in my, let's say, top 6 or top 5 or going down to top 4 out of top 10 players to start the season, it really does take a bit of the pressure off yourself. I've seen some people, I think George at the moment, from his latest video, goes down to D5 in terms of more expensive players. So, yeah, it comes down to that and then availability from rookies too. If we don't get 4 or 5 good rookies this year in the backline, we might be forced to go to mid prices and whatnot. So, kind of just take it as it comes a little bit.
Blackiston, yeah, man. Blackiston's my flex at the moment. And it's not if he plays number 1 ruck, it's when he plays number 1 ruck. Blackiston
or for how long.
Yeah, but Blackiston is absolutely our number 1 ruck to start the season. And it will probably be 2-meter Peter who pinch hits, who rests. Blackiston having that experience playing as a defender last year means that even if Brian was to come back and become the number one ruck after he returns from his ACL, then Blackiston could keep his spot in the side. But I sort of floated this 2 streams ago that if you start Blackiston, he can make you 150k, and then you drop him down to Nick Bryan when Nick Bryan comes back. But I think Nick Bryan's coming back probably midway through the year. He's only starting to increase his running loads like now in this latest mid preseason workout. So what does this say for Nick Bryan? Yeah, just rehab. So there's still no definitive timeline as to when Nick Bryan comes back from his ACL. I don't anticipate that we'll rush him back ASAP because Blackiston is a ready-made ruck and he's ready to go. And literally, don't look at his scores at the moment and think, yo, this guy's a spud. He literally never played defense before, and he was playing key defense on Jeremy Cameron. Like, congratulations, you've been drafted to the AFL, but not as a ruckman. You are playing as a defender on Jeremy Cameron. Let's go. So he's definitely going to be good for the price, I think. Blackiston. He's been training as a full-time ruckman this preseason.
Yeah,
I've got him in my team personally.
Yeah, my only issue with Blackiston, well, it's kind of twofold. The starting price in itself, pick him or pick 2 rookies basically because he's about 280k. And then like, what do you expect from his, like, I don't think he's got hundreds in him. I think you're going to get a little bit less. And if we're going to get a little bit less, do I expect 80s? Okay, then he gets to 400k. Do I expect 70s? Then maybe he gets a little bit less. So I need to see a bit more from him in the preseason and see how he fares in the preseason games before I kind of make that assumption myself.
Are you expecting a sub 300k player to be averaging 100?
Well, I mean, like two years ago, right? We all picked Briggs, and Briggs started averaging like 80s, 90s, and had quite a few hundreds in there, and then ended up being like a comparative player, right? We had Matt Flynn doing similar as well, being that type of guy. I just don't know.
Dominate. What?
Matt Flynn jumped up enough in price, I think.
Okay.
But for his cheap price, yeah, I think he ended up on like 400k something. He wasn't a keeper, obviously, but he did score like okay. So yeah, I'm just more little bit wary in terms of his actually ability to score more than anything else.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're the number one ruck,
the price. Yeah, I hate to pick him at the price and then get a rookie for the same scoring for 100k cheaper. We'll see.
he'll give you ruck DPP as well, which can be pretty handy. I don't know. I reckon it's for me. I think it's worth the punt because this year round he will actually have trained the preseason as the ruck. He is going to be the number one ruck. He's not going to be playing in defense, and I highly doubt we're going to have a repeat of last year's ridiculous injury carnage. If we do, then just blow up the hangar. It is officially cursed. So I highly doubt that's going to happen. He's going to have a fit Darcy Parish. He's going to have a fit John Caldwell. He's going to have still Zach Merritt running around. He's going to have so many people to hit the ball down to. So I don't know. I reckon it will be fine. Plus, he is more of the running type of player. He's more of a transition, which is what the league is going towards. He's not those big stocky guys. He's more the run and jumpers. So
yeah, more.
I don't know. I'm happy to. I've got him in flex at the moment. I've got him in flex, is what I'll say. The Mr. Spanky Arvo Boys has my M5 gone down. Draw the curtains. Oh no.
Yeah, at least to start for. But I think a lot of us are picking a Hayden Young / Parish and a couple of other players. Harley Reid's made his way into calculations as well. So even if Dan Curtin misses the first couple of games, he could easily be a pivot choice for a lot of people. Just have to wait and see, I guess, but it's not a great start to the year for him. Can you believe, Joe? I don't have a score. Let me quickly pop up AFL. But it's 44 days until the AFL starts. How quickly has this happened? It's a bit ridiculous. It's just come out of nowhere. Yeah.
Nah, man.
It's like a month and a half and the football's back.
Yeah, but I'm just dying for football. I'm really craving it a lot this off season for some reason. I just feel like this break has gone on longer than other years. I don't know what it is, but I really miss footy. I don't care if it's West Coast versus Richmond at the moment. I just give me a game and I'll watch it. Not midfield, halfback. Hole for now. He's behind a few still. Okay, sure. That Billy Wilson, I assume. Heard that from a few Bombers. Farrell. Yeah, he's unlikely. I think we're going to run him through the VFL first and then give him a crack. Maltesing! Howdy, guys?
How you going?
Went to training today. Interesting how players will be relevant in Supercoach. Let's just say there will be changes as the year goes on and some good low price first, second, and third year players.
Yep. Yeah, I've seen a few. There's a good article that's popped up. I don't know who it was. I'll have a quick look. But talking about Cochrane in the back line. Looks to be okay, jumping in, helping out with the Dan Howe role. I think there's a few Pies players that may start to run through. Harvey Harrison being another one. In our forward line. So, yeah, we'll see what happens, I think.
There was this photo making the rounds as well on the socials in relation to
They need to play them. That's what I'm going to say.
So, a few players... So Cochrane, GF, Smith, Ryan, okay. Mids. Houston was in the mids. But he's had a surgery for his hip, so I'm not going anywhere near that. Cock is playing round 1. So you got rid of Cox so that you can play Cock. Is that how it works? You don't like multiple Cocks. You just want one Cock. Is that how it works?
They don't play the same role, Joe. But yeah.
I know.
But
it's a great team. The Pies
in the kitchen.
They got Cock and Cox, and they had side bottom. It's steel side bottom. Yeah, they've had some great names there at the Pies in recent memory. Early body. Oh, sorry, I did that. I like Todd Marshall. Absolutely, Todd Marshall, 100% get in my team. Interceptor, a mature age player who is that cheap with a fixture that easy.
Yeah.
I reckon Todd Marshall is genuinely fieldable, and he will make us a lot of money very quickly, I imagine. Yeah,
there's a couple of alongside Todd Marshall. I don't know how ballsy people are, but jumping on the Shaq train at the moment. Mitch Georgiadis, 394K. Is playing probably the easiest first few defenders. I remember, Joe, a lot of people like myself jumped on Jesse Hogan from GWS and had quite a few big games to start the season and jumped up an extra 150K or so. Mitch Georgiadis could be a similar thing as well. Hasn't played a different role like Todd Marshall does, but definitely has a lot of very easy runs. I don't know how he's going to go against North Melbourne. But they have quite a few other players or other teams lined up as well that maybe just don't have the best defenses, and he could run wild. So, point of difference for a few teams, but there's quite a few options. Maybe we'll do up a video, but there's a lot of options around that just under 400K mark that could be very, very good players for people this year.
The goal, you're going to be a Supercoach option. He is ripped. You love to hear it.
No, it's a no from me.
No for you. I would have loved it if he was listed in the midfield. Would you have entertained it a little bit more? If the goalie was like number 1 mid, right after DCAM as the ruck, if the goalie was right here, would you think about it a little bit more?
How much was he?
He's around the same price as
321K. So he's got the money to make money. I don't know, man. I can't trust the body, and you'd only pick him really in our forward lines, I think. And there's so many forwards that are going to be around that price, like Draper, like Treloar, Sam Flanders. A lot of people jumping on Georgiadis, like I was saying. Connor McDonald has definitely come into a lot of people's calculations as well. There's just so many of them in a position that I think we're not looking to spend much money at all, that it just becomes a bit of a problem, I think. So I'll let someone else take the risk and enjoy Collingwood, and leave that one alone, I think.
Fair enough, mate.
Mm.
Doesn't Liam Henry have legs made of paper, though? Hey,
Yeah, but he's 100.
Front.
Yeah, but he's 165k on like 700k a year. If they don't play him, it's a bit silly. So you only need to have a few games from him, and he's made enough money at 160k. It's not much.
Can you comment on the Lance future? He'll play a fit. Zorko has been forward, is what I've been told. Okay, good. All right, makes it more worthwhile for sure.
Round 0 is coming.
Yeah, Nicky Dacos is incredible. Is fully fit, although not Supercoach relevant. Houston was out there all session. He trained for some of it with the rehab group, but then was included in some sim. Very cool. Tatum's asking you where McCurch is going to play.
I need to go down and watch training. Maybe next Friday I'll try and have a swing around and see if I can get some time off in the morning from work to go and watch him. From what I'm hearing, I think it may be McKercher and Caleb Daniel off halfback again, as the main distributors, at least to start the season, with Hardiman hanging around there somewhere. And like just from that position in general, I think you typically push into the midfield. A lot of players do that, but I would expect him to be doing that halfback role similar to what he had this year. Sorry, to 2025.
Yeah, all right. There you go. Love to hear it.
Until I see something different.
Yeah, correct. I'd love to pick McKercher, such a fun player to watch along with Shees.
North's early run. I think that there's a few crucial players that people are avoiding or not avoiding. If you go back to I don't know if you've got the early buy tracker there, Joe, but from memory, St Kilda and GWS have similar. They have the same buy. So a few people watching about Callahan's and Nazai's and stuff, but North's early run is just so good that you can take a punt on someone like McKercher. Like if he makes you 500k, gets to 500k by round 5, you flip him into potentially, not going to say Jack Sinclair, but could be that kind of player, or Lockie Whitfield, or someone who has a bad first couple of games, and you're onto a winner. So yeah, it's not terrible, but yeah, North's early fixture's so damn good, and as you say, Poet, he's a great player to watch. So yeah, he's really fun. And he runs.
Oscar Steen will get games also.
Cool.
What's Steen cost? Steen. 119. Ruck forward. Oh, you love to see that. Ruck forward. Who's going to play?
It's going to be interesting too, because I don't know, a few people saying Liam Reedy, Joe. I've seen some Liam Reedy R2s at the moment.
What?
For some diversiveness. Yeah, Liam Reedy R2 I've seen. I've currently got Kalini White in there, but could be a few of these players, trying to avoid your Cooper Duff Tylers, who will play, and Eagles will put some time into him on field, but I just don't know if he's going to be worth the price. So get a few of these kind of players. We're on to winners, I think. Gone are the days of us needing to start an early buy player, just because you're guaranteed to probably have someone each of the first 4 rounds, right? And then players get rested or injured or whatever after that. Better than running a donut to start the season and having one less, potential 300k player compared to everyone else.
Yeah, well, I was sort of thinking when I did my first team, I'm going to have to do an update to that.
Yeah,
One,
I
I
got
had
a
I had both Reedy and Whites just
Mhm.
because I feel like both of them are going to play,
Yeah,
and but they might not play every week. So you're picking loophole players that aren't just dedicated loophole players. They're loopholes, but they're also making you money along the way. So I'm thinking that might be a good way to go. Causa's got Blackest in D3. Wow. You've got a very light backline there, Causa. Who are all these rookies that you like so much?
yeah. There's a lot of. I don't know. It kind of just depends on where he's distributing that money, right? If Philippou and potentially Marshall and a few others don't get up, maybe you're going super deep in the forward line, or potentially super duper deep into the midfield. Or was that the Skodfather post earlier in last week saying, "Hey, Parrish might be his M8." So we'll see kind of what happens. But yeah, batting super deep. So I guess the money has to come from somewhere, right?
That's unreal. How long is he probably going to be out for? Yeah, I think maybe round 7. I reckon something around
I've heard
about
some
round
round
7.
fives from some people. So we'll see how
I
we go.
suppose it just depends how he goes. I mean, when did he did his ACL early-ish last year? He's a big man. He's a ruckman. So you don't really want to rush a ruckman back from an ACL, especially with all the running and jumping into the ruck. So I wouldn't be surprised if we played a bit more conservative. Plus, given how widely reported all of our injury problems were last year, you wouldn't imagine that the new group want to cause a lot of re-injuries as well. So I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't. I reckon we're not going to rush him back in, especially if we're doing all right with Blackiston in there, who's mobile.
Yep.
We'll play it by ear. His defense is mid prices though, besides Nazaya and Rosie. Well, he's got more premiums than I do, kind of. I've only got the one premium in Rosie at the back line at the moment. Blackiston averaging 50 from 2 games last year, over 30% doesn't fill you with confidence.
Yeah.
Well,
That's my only worry.
When he's tapping to nobody, it's pretty hard.
Hmm.
I'd rather set and forget in the rucks. Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm set and forget in the rucks is a good idea. I agree. Just the problem is the people you want to set and forget in the rucks are all pretty expensive. Like Tim English is 600,900.
He's not cheap.
He's not cheap. And Brody Grundy's 677. Look at the jump between Brody Grundy, who's third, 677. Luke Jackson is fourth at 611. It just drops by $66,000 between third ruck and fourth ruck. It's insane.
Yeah, and then you've got guys like you're probably picking realistically at least one of the top 3. I'm a big advocate on set and forget, so you're probably picking at least one of the top 3 at over 670K, and then one of the next tier down most likely, unless you've got enough money in the bank to just go corn and cherry and have fun, really. There's a lot of really. I remember, I think last year, Joe, like cherry was really cheap and whatnot, but this year they're so damn expensive.
Ghost, good to see you, mate.
How you doing?
Doing well, thanks for asking. Hope you are as well. Defender ruck would be interesting. Yeah, man. Defender ruck would be very interesting. Adam, imagine how many points team will drop with guys like Blackiston at R2 compared to. Well, you can't have Blackiston at R2. The guy's only listed as a defender
at the moment.
Yeah. Maybe Supercoach relevant. He may be. McInnes back after ACL. Harvey Harrison looks great after a year away. Charlie West and Jack Buller, beast, and will definitely play.
Yeah.
Wait, both of them?
I've heard Buller will play 100%. From everything that's come out. It's just a shame he's so expensive. He's like 270K as a forward.
Quaynor has been training all off-season in the mids. Really? Quaynor in the mids? I don't think if that's good or not. I don't know. I wouldn't would have pegged Quaynor as a mid. I could have seen Maynard as a mid, I reckon.
I think he's too old and slow.
Maynard is, how old is Brandon Maynard?
Getting close to 30, if not over 30 now.
He's 29, bro.
Yeah.
He's still in his
so he'll
peak.
be 30 next year.
Yeah, he's still in his peak, man. He could totally bash and crash through the midfield. Be a clearance winner. Who's the clearance winner for the Pies right now? Ned Long?
Yeah. Ned Long did it a lot last year. Nick Dacos, I don't know if he was number 1 or number 2, but definitely had a piece of it as well. Let me just quickly pull up.
I don't think they want Nick Dacos being the clearance winner, though. Surely
he got it, though.
They'd prefer, of course, the guy has the ball on a string, but if you're Collingwood, you'd want Dacos to be more outside, surely. I don't know. I reckon, yeah, Quaynor in the mids. It's an interesting call. We'll see how that plays off. Or Perryman, yeah, 100%, Tommy. That's a shout. Perryman, potentially, would have got more mid-time. Dacos was the leader in clearances for the Pies. No one, lol. No one's clearing the ball. Yeah, I know.
Well, I'm just looking at their so their round 24 team lineup, Joe, had Pendlebury in the middle, Jordan De Goey in the middle, Ned Long, Steelside bottom, and Houston on the wings. So
wow.
Yeah. I assume that if Quaynor's there, they're going to use his pace a little bit, just because I think that the players are moving the ball a lot quicker, or at least aiming to move the ball a lot quicker in 2026. So maybe that's where it comes from. Maybe chuck out like a Steel side bottom or something. Say, hey, mate, you're getting a bit old. And then throw him in there.
Unless they're really gonna really go just full in all chips into the transition game and try and just get the ball on the outside as much as possible. I don't know. That's interesting mix at the Pies. They are a little bit of an enigma for me.
I think they're going to go guns blazing for this year. And then, like, not rebuild is probably not the right word, but you'd assume Pendlebury's only got 1 year left. Like 26 will be his last year. He'll break the record game, be record games holder, which will be great for his career. And then I don't think he plays next year. So whatever they can do to make finals and push hard into finals, I think you'd be expecting from the Pies this year.
How do you guys view the new rules for this year? For me, I think it will speed the game up, which helps with more transition-driven players and teams. Excited to see some footy to see if I'm right on that. Well, yeah. You're definitely going to be right. You're definitely right. That's the whole reason why they did it that way. They wanted less stoppages. They wanted less repeats, because that's what... Go for it.
It's a lot of it is just less... standing around a lot too, I think. That's kind of where they got rid of the centre bounce, but we're still here. They got rid of that as just another reason not to stop the ratings, really, and keep people watching. Less resets and things like that. Interesting that from spoils and from rap contests, the ball will still be thrown in. But from what people have said, don't quote me on it, but from what people have said, the Sandfuls had basically 2 or 3 stoppages less per game with the rules, because they had it this year, 2025, they had it compared to the previous year. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I think the last kick in, the kick in from the last touch is going to be an interesting one too, because there's a few clubs who, I remember the beauty of owning Levi Ashcroft, Joe, was that he'd always get the kick-ins whenever there was a free kick on the boundary or something happened. He was always the one that ran to it. So I wonder if it means that like your Lockie Whitfields, I can totally see being that kind of guy, or if Lockie Ash decides, yep, I'm going to take and bomb it 50 meters every time. So we'll see what happens.
Well, part of the reason why they wanted to open up the game is because coaches always find a way to beat the system, and the coaches, like, just look at Collingwood, for example. Look at all those games that they won in a row by a very small margin. A lot of that was predicated on them. Once they hit the lead, they killed the contest by just having repeat stoppage after stoppage after stoppage, not letting the ball go out to the outside. That was a major part. And then you sort of saw them do that lasso tackle where they would let them go just so that they could then be forced to keep the ball in motion if they wanted to win. So it's all just about controlling the tempo. And obviously the AFL want more goals because it means more ads, more revenue. So from a financial perspective, the AFL benefits from having it be more open and more goals being kicked. Also, in their minds, they're thinking, well, more goals means more enjoyment for fans.
Yep.
For me, I'm not necessarily one that loves a shootout all the time. I love finals football. Finals football, what makes final football so great is the high pressure, is the turnovers, is the clump. I love fumbles. I love fumbling in finals. I hate fumbles during the regular season, but I love it when the pressure is so high in finals that the players are genuinely struggling. I love finals football. I'm not a big fan necessarily of all of the changes being made to artificially open it up, but because that's definitely what's going to happen. I can see a lot of blowouts happening. Players that are under the pump in the back line will kick the ball out of defense, and it will just be a turnover. We're gonna see more blowouts than ever before, I think, with these new rules. The shit teams are gonna get really destroyed, in my opinion.
I think they're trying to avoid too many of those like 30 plus minute game quarters too. I think that's where they're kind of doing that. That's not great for them in the terms of televising and things like that, and messes with a lot of stuff. So yeah.
Well, another reason why that I don't think people have sort of picked up on it is if you speed up the game, it means you're going to have to be switched on right from the get-go. And the poorer teams already struggle as it is to be able to be competitive for a full 4 quarters. If you're now also upping the speed of the game, you're reducing the amount of time to kick the ball in, you're taking away the bounce, so you're not recalling the ball. You're taking away stoppages because of less throw-ins now because of the last disposal. You're giving them less time to shrug a tackle or to get rid of the ball. The game is going to be a lot faster. And as the season goes on, the gulf between the good teams and the poor teams is only going to continue to increase. The more well-drilled, more seasoned, more professional you are, just from a physical perspective, I can see as the year goes on, we're going to see more and more smashings week in, week out. And
so you're saying jump on those players, Joe, that play North and that play West Coast and Richmond early, because they're gonna do
not even early, late.
Just double up.
Yeah, exactly. I think if you want to pick a premium, if you want to pick players that are going to end the year really strongly, you pick the players that are playing for top teams and that are matching and that have an easy run home, because that easy run home is going to be made even easier with the extra rigors and extra demands of what the season is going to hold, in my opinion. That's what I think. So have a look and see what the run home is like for some of these players. But I reckon if you want to end with a wet sail, really try and pick the players from teams that have an easy run home. Reece McInnes could be a low-price defender to choose, and Harvey Harrison. Yeah, Harvey Harrison. Yes, Maltesing's definitely been singing their praises, that's for sure. Yep, Cox is playing first round. Can't be Coxless. You got to have a Cox somewhere, don't you? Houston was full training, absolutely. Is Collingwood going to fall off the cliff this year? All the old players, faster game, soft tissue injury going to derail their season quickly?
And it's going to be interesting too, because I'd assume that there's less scoring potentially may stay the same in Supercoach, but I'm expecting a little bit of a drop off, especially for those guys that do interchange a lot. But yeah, less interchanges with 25 people, Joe. So we'll see.
Possibly.
Maybe we'll get
50%
game time players.
Probably was. Just missing Mason Lake. They just missed Justin Laycock. Marshall and Liam Henry. Yes. Both the players, I think we're cooked. You never know, man. You never know. One guy to watch is Newton for the Eagles as a rookie. Was good in A-team the other day. There you go. Put him on your watch list. Corza, you legend. Early by players that score big in round 0 will be picking huge numbers. Half the picks now will be pushed aside. Yeah, I guess.
I think we saw a little bit of that last year, but we'll take into it how it comes, really. You can get really sucked into it too. If you're playing... Actually, the funny thing is, Joe, a lot of the bottom teams don't actually have the early round 0.
Yeah, that's right.
So it's going to be interesting. But yeah, you could definitely be sucked into it, or a player just has a good game, or vice versa, a bad game. And then it's like, well, maybe we won't select him, and then they'll go bang, bang, bang. So we'll see. Be interesting to see what happens with a Bontempelli, for example. If he pops out a 160, is everyone going to jump on him versus Brisbane and then cop it later on?
Like Lindsay, Dev, Rob, Schoenberg, and McRae played on the B team. Oh, that's not good to see for Lindsay or for Dev, Rob. Jeez, you had a loud car going past there.
I know, right? They're going off in my town. Tell you what.
It's good to see you, mate.
Yeah.
Price at 60 to go. It should be a lock if fit in round 1. Priced at 60.
So yeah.
Jordan De Goey, priced at 60. What does he do normally? What's he historically? 82, 96, 90, 89, 77, 87, 85, basically 80, mid-70s. I mean, there's a lot of good likelihood that there's 20 points of upside there.
My only thing with De Goey, right, is at that price, I'm picking someone who's going to be a potential keeper. If he's in my team, I want 90 pluses from him to start the season, and I just don't see it happening that much.
Yeah, I don't. I really want him to be playing on-ball permanent midfield.
Yeah, like I'm happy to be proven wrong, but
I need him to be permanent midfield, and unfortunately,
the early buy hurts, man.
Yeah. Thoughts on Treloar as a forward, boys? Thinking he'll be a top 8 forward if he plays the full season. Problem is, I highly doubt he does that. Exactly. He most likely will not. Adam Treloar, need I remind you, literally did both of his hammies at the same time.
Oh, I don't know, man. That means it makes it easy to recover, right? Because you just get both at the same time, and then it's, instead of having like 2 different finish dates, it's both at the same time.
Look, Treloar at his price, absolutely. Like, come on. The guy, he's priced at around the 60-odd mark as well. There's no way this guy, he is way too cheap. He is way too cheap. But he's 32, and gods damn it, he's going to get injured in the first 2 weeks. So for me, it's a no. I'm not going to bother picking a guy who I just know is going to get injured. I just know. No? You don't think so? Like, I don't know. He probably... It's basically just wasting a trade. But if he's fit, then you're very happy. You're laughing.
I think that's where it comes down to. You start the risk, you don't bring it in with a lot of these guys. I mean, outside of picking Petrarca, who probably is worth his price, A lot of us are going Shees or Flanders, and then 1, 2, or 3 guys around that price, and just saying, let's have at it, really.
What was he like last year when he played? Does he even break into that midfield, seriously?
I think so. I think he plays mid for them.
Richards, he's not added Richards.
No.
Lipa's playing more half back.
Yeah, we'll see how long that lasts.
Kennedy, Trelaw.
Frazier, I think, is going to play a bunch more mid-time too. But there could be guys like Kennedy might rest more forward and then play more mid after that.
What's going to happen with Riley Sanders?
He's currently injured, isn't he?
Is he?
Yeah, I think he's currently. Pull up your injury listing. I think he's currently injured.
Oh yeah, hammy.
We'll see. But he needs more mid-time too, right? He's like the future and whatnot. So a few things happen at the Dogs, man. But I think this might be like last year or one more year after that. So we'll see.
And then it's off to Tassie.
Well, no, I mean Trelaw. Trelaw might be. Yeah. Riley Sanders
Tassie as well.
Maybe Trelaw's off to Tassie too. Them and Nathan Buckley can start up the team.
Everyone's off to Tassie.
Yep.
8 weeks in a row to start the year. No one plays 8 weeks in a row. Not if they're in my side. No, there's no way they'll play 8 weeks in a row.
Not if they're 300 Ks or forward. Probably not.
Barry Mitchell making a comeback at the Lions too.
There you go, Roll. If that's yep.
Not going near Paris, Trelaw, or Degoe, all held together with Matchsticks. Bro, Matchsticks is too firm for Parrish, man. He's held with tissue paper.
Bro, I'm happy to hold. I'm happy to go Parrish. We'll see how it goes, but I'm happy to take him on to start with, and then we'll see what happens after that.
I've got him at the moment just simply because if he's fit, he plays on ball and literally nowhere else. Whereas Trelaw, if he's fit, I just don't think they run him through the midfield. I think they've got more options that they can do that now. Degoe, again, I think then if they're not playing him full mid, then he's playing as a forward. So Parrish is the pure mid out of those three. And he doesn't have an early buy either, which definitely helps. Whereas both Trelaw and Degoe have early buys.
Yep.
Interesting moves at training for Dogs the other day. English centre-half back. Get in my team. England, get in my team. Taking kick-ins.
He's taking kick-ins again, Joe.
The kick-in merchant, Tim English. Bont centre-half forward. Liver in the defence and Carmichael as a mid. Yeah, Carmichael's a lock for me.
It's interesting, right? It might just be a case of, okay, we're going to pretend that you guys aren't playing your main position on field. And you're going to play your second, because, Bont rests forward, and we've had times when English has floated back. The same with the Max Gorn and a few of these other players, right? That we might be seeing a similar thing with that. I don't think it was match sim. I think it was just practice. So yeah, it might just be, hey, these are where your secondary positions are, and let's see how it goes. But it's cool.
I'm just changing my team at the moment to free up some cash to get Tim English in my team.
We need to need to get some Joel. One that I really want to start, but I don't think I'm ballsy enough to do it, is Joel Frazier. So there may be a time if I can spend. I think currently my forward line now is just under. Yeah, it's probably about 1.8 mil for all my forwards. If I have a time when I need to boost that up and get a bit more, it might see the inclusion of a Joel Frazier and then Cosy Pickett, and maybe like one more in there too. So we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know I like Cosy.
Have you seen the Latrell Pickett footage, Joe? He's pretty quick, that boy. Tell you what.
Oh, absolutely. I was raving about him. I thought it was a great pickup for.
Hey, coach, how you doing?
Anyway. In addition to them just being obviously in operation to keep Cozzy, but He's a great pick. They had to get a small forward, in my opinion.
Yeah.
They really needed it. And if they're going to play Cozzy up the ground more in the midfield, they need another small to supplement the forward line. He's a gun. He's got talent, and he's not a bottom ager. And I've said this a lot of times.
Yeah,
These
he's a bit older.
these indigenous players, they have such incredible talent, but a lot of them fall away. They just don't keep up with the professionalism and work on their tank. This guy has done that. He's shown through a body of work that he's improved on that, and he's ready for the AFL. So I think he's a great pickup, 100%.
Yeah. How's it going, Coach?
Rookie coach, how's it going, man? Been a while. Cooper Duff Tyler playing deep forward. Yeah, no, I'm not touching him.
It was interesting. I think he actually lined up on Matt Flynn from some reports that I saw. So
Matt Flynn, what a spud.
What a beast.
Adamo Baldacchino, Adamo,
Hey,
mamma mia. Jack Lacocious at 242 with that draw early is being slept on.
Well, that's where I was saying about Georgiadis too, yeah, is I think there's a world where people jump on him as well. But Luco, I don't know, man. How many Port and North players can we run, Joe? It's too many, bro.
Well, you can run as many Port players as you want because there's no early buy there, and a lot of these players you're not going to. Yeah, by round 12, you would have traded them on. They would have made their money for sure. Yeah. Same thing with North. Like if you're picking these North players, some of them, like Mikocha, you're sort of hoping is a keeper for the year, as is Sherry, as is Sheasel. So that's a bit different. But if you're going for someone like a Georgie Wardlaw, for example, hoping to get some money out of him before he gets injured, because we all know historically he's not very good at staying on the park. Same thing. But I have no issues starting a lot of Port Adelaide players. Like Will Brodie, hopefully he plays. That will be excellent if he does. But I don't know if he does. Fingers crossed he does. Fingers crossed. I think that's just a January thing.
Yeah.
About Cooper Duff Butler. Yeah.
Bond and stuff moving around, yeah.
Vitalia, I think
it's I don't know if you've caught George's latest video, Joe, but he has an interesting way that he's looking at and analysing a lot of the rookies. He's going through and I don't know if I'm stuck, but on my camera I'm actually stuck. You can see me move around, right?
I'm not even looking at the screen at the moment. You just look like you're smiling off into
Okay, cool. All right, let me just refresh 1 second.
It's a very nice image, actually. You look happy. Oh, he's gone. You look so happy. Damn, man. Why is he gonna do that to me like that? Now my face is huge. Come back, mate.
No talking head. It's an interesting one, the way that he's looking at a lot of the players and doing kind of a bit of an analysis and going through a lot of what position they played in the juniors, but then also how many disposals and stuff that they've had, compared to how well they're actually training on the training track and going to be best 22 and whatnot. I think Xavier Taylor, you pull up his draft guru or Rookie Me Central like stats. I think you can just do it like Xavier Taylor draft. I think it will come up. Like the guy that had like 15 touches, not many tackles and whatnot as well. So he might be a great player, but if he's playing lockdown defender for Melbourne, he might just not score many points for us. Yeah, like look at his like 15 disposals averaged in the junior games. Like I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see. So I think he's going to be great. He'll be a good player, but he might just not. We'll have to wait and see. I think for him,
he's an intercept marker. So he's where he doesn't get disposals, he's supposed to be making it up in intercept marks, which is hopefully +8 at a time.
Look, they obviously need to blood the kids.
Yeah, they do. But if obviously the downside, the risk with that though is if he doesn't take the marks, then he doesn't score the points.
Rip.
So they're going to be relying on. They're going to be relying a lot on the key defenders over there at Melbourne, and he's supposed to be the third tall that comes in, intercepts. I don't know how well it's going to set up, obviously with a new coach, but the kid's talented enough. I'm surprised we let him go, to be honest. But that is what it is. So he's a very good player. Sorry?
Too many medium-sized defenders.
Well, 191, but the guy can leap. Like, he is... And he's got
I know North were looking at him too, potentially if he was available instead of Dubberston, but he obviously went a bit earlier than what our selection was.
Yeah. Really highly likely to play. It's in injury issues currently. He had the fractured larynx, right? He did it the week before, Draper. Yeah, that's right. It was just in a row, just cascading issues for us. Steen is really agile and mobile. Forward work was fantastic, especially with the ball on the ground. And Crane's held him back. He's on the okay, so maybe he's ready to hit the ground running this time around. Okay,
I definitely think. I know you guys are doing it, and potentially we're going to do it as well. I definitely know that a lot of clubs are looking at running two rucks, just going straight up, just two rucks, or two guys that can just ruck like out of the gate. So, might be just where he plays really. Back up for Jeremy Cameron. Sorry, not Jeremy Cameron, Darcy Cameron.
Adamo, from what I can see, Freo has an absolute dream run for mids till their bye. 3 tough matches, then 10 of the 11 worst midfields in the league, starting Brayshaw.
Yeah, and that's where
Young.
I'm also considering doing similar with like a Jordan Clark as well, depending on how Freo line up, because he might be a start over a couple other players, especially at that price. We'll see what happens.
It's good to start players that have really early, easy fixtures. I think that's why we've gone for the Port boys. Why a lot of us are looking at the Suns, even though they have an early bye, but just the ease with which they start with can get you lots of points really early. So definitely good to look at them. But to go all 3 of Brayshaw, Sarong, and Young, you're really handcuffing your team, really handcuffing yourself to the Dockers. You might as well buy a Dockers membership as well while you're at Adamo, and you be.
I think that's going to go well, Start off the season.
Adamo Friocino. You're now Adamo Friocino. You are the Frio boy.
There you go. Change your name.
Jordy, I've got Sarong and Young, M4, M5.
Yeah, Sarong's really interesting, Joe, just from his price point. We know he can pop out massive numbers, but always seems to cop the tag or cop the attention compared to Brayshaw. But at 5, I think he's like 570. Yeah, 571. You're picking him, or you're picking an Errol Goulden if you want someone there, or maybe you don't want a 600k player and you're going down. Definitely could be that guy that ends up. I think from last year, from memory, he averaged like 120 for the first 5 or so games last year, and it really hurt not owning him. So, yeah, it was a bit of a big one.
Yeah, average 110 to start off with. Obviously, very much bolstered by that 142. So the game's going to be a lot more outside. Maybe not a lot more, but the game will certainly be a transitional type of play.
Yeah. Damo, how you going, Damo? Sarong's my guy this year. Sarong's my guy this year, Joe. Well, maybe that's just enough.
At 577, I think ultimately, and for rookie, I think ultimately what makes him the most juicy is just his price at 577. You know he's capable of more than 107, what he did last year. Look, he went 115 the year before. Their fixture's not that bad to start with as well. There's a lot of things going for him. He's still only 24 years old. Like, he's going to be very good player.
I can free up 60k from going Nick Dacos to Sarong. So just from that itself, that extra money means I can get Gawn instead of English, Joe, or upgrade somewhere else on field. It's puts a lot of things in calculations, I think. That little bit of extra money.
Still want to see with the rucks, those who go defense and those who move with the ball and new rules.
And who plays across the field too. Like we might see a bit more of a hybrid type thing, like what we saw with English and Darcy, where English is in the back half and Darcy's in the forward half, or taking a few more of the ruck hit outs and stuff like that in the forward half of the ground. So, yeah, whoever's that number 2, it's going to matter a little bit. Maybe it might be like a pick. Everyone jumps on Grundy because they don't really have a number 2, whereas like everyone else in the team does a little bit. We'll see.
Well, that's it. Yeah. Freo are just, I don't know. I'm just still thinking about Sarong. Freo are a little bit of an enigma, aren't they? The way Freo plays. Now, I've seen this image floating around that sort of, let me see if I can take this away. This image is sort of floating around on socials and whatnot, sort of giving an indication as to the premium mids across the comp who average really high CBA attendances, right? Advanced attendances. And there are 3 different types of players. Players that are more stoppage specialists, like your Rals, your Sarongs, your Libbers. The players who specialize on the outside in transition, your Maxi Holmes, your Dacos, your Dawsons, your Merritts, Finn. And then you've got your dual-sourced players that get their points fairly equally from both stoppages and from transition. I don't know who to credit for this. All I know for sure is that I did not make this. So do not credit me or the centre balance in any way, shape, or form for this image. I've just seen it, been making the rounds. But I've got it up here for anyone who wants to sort of have a look at it. If you want to screenshot it for your own purposes. Oh, there we go. We've got. Of course, Damo. Credits goes to Vams.
There you go.
Vams, credit to you. Shout out to you. Wonderful. I'm gonna leave this comment up there just so no one looks at it and says it's me. The fact that my boy Setagoat is even mentioned amongst all of these A-grade players just goes to show I was not wrong. He is Setagoat. All right.
He just doesn't have a body that allows him to carry him through the games, I guess.
The fact that Setagoat is here with Richards, Green, Butters, Anderson, Heaney, bro, this just put respect on Setagoat's name, all right? Thank you very much. Now,
get on my level.
Back to what we're talking about. Rao is the definition of a stoppage specialist. You just see his transition points are very, very low. But he's better at transition points than Sarong is. Sarong struggled even more than Rao did on the outside. So I'm not sure if that's because Rao himself has improved his transition game more than Sarong, or if Sarong was playing under a bit of an injury cloud to begin with. But yeah, I want to see more, and that might be the reason why Sarong only averaged 105. Bro thinks he's on the team. Bro, Hawksy, put respect on his name. Put respect on his name. Max Holmes is almost purely, look at that, barely makes the page. Absolute weapon in transition, 100%. Max Holmes, now Geelong have a week easy run home, I'm pretty sure. If I recall, the run home for Geelong is disgraceful. Let's go. Geelong, let's see, how do they, I'm pretty sure, off the top of my head, Geelong have a really easy run home. Let me see. They got Richmond, North, the Bombers, the Pies, Melbourne. Oh my God, St Kilda. Oh, what? Look at this run home. The Saints.
It's pretty good, man.
It's at Goomba Stadium.
Juicy.
They're playing at Goomba Stadium. They got Melbourne rebuilding, tanking. Collingwood, you never know. They might be off the cliff by then. The Bombers at Goomba, we're freaking screwed beyond belief. North, then Richmond. What a way to end. What a way to end. By disgraceful, you mean beautiful. Yes, it is. You understand me so well, rookie. You understand me so well. That's it. Yes, disgracefully beautiful. It's ridiculous, is all I have to say. What a way to end. And if I go back to that image, look at these two. Holmes and Smith lead the way.
Let's go.
Lead the way for transition points. And I told you to keep an eye on this, that as the season drags on, the lower teams are going to be swept off their feet, and the good teams are going to dominate more. Holmes and Baz are going to end this year like no one's business. If you don't have Baz and Holmes in your team after their bye, you're not finishing top 1%. You're not finishing top 1K. Because everybody else who has both Baz and Holmes, of course, barring injury and suspension, let's caveat that, they're going to be off the charts. Off the charts. You just have to make sure you pin the tail on the donkey. You got to have Baz and you got to have Holmes to end your season. Otherwise, you're cooked. That's all she wrote, folks. Other players of interest. I know a lot of people interested in Jai Caldwell.
I think there's a couple of comments on Caldwell.
There you go. He's a dual source beast. I just don't know how it works with Parrish in the team. Going to be honest. There you go. Thoughts on Caldwell? I love Jai. I think Jai's a gun, and he's definitely joined the leadership group. He is driving a lot of standards in there. He's clearly very emotional and very hungry for success. So I would not be surprised if Caldwell is getting more centre bounces, significantly more centre bounces than a Durham type, who's possibly playing more forward. He hasn't missed a session all pre-season. You just know that Caldwell, unfortunately, has an issue with his body. But if he's fit and healthy, then the guy can probably average 110, 215, I'd say. But
my only problem with Caldwell, right, is the last 2 years I've picked him. In the last 2 years, I've either had to trade him out or, like last year, got stuck with him on my bench because I ran out of trades. Like, price to performance is great, but I don't think he'll ever be top 10 midfielder, and always just seems to get injured at some point. So you're paying for what you get. He'll end up being around the same price. If you can get him at 400K, then fantastic. But, like, it's just a pain in the butt. And you just keep getting burnt by the same players again and again and again and again. And I'd rather upgrade into Caldwell than start him in my team, to be honest.
He'll never get tagged, is the benefit.
Yeah. I just don't trust him. For 40K more, I'll take Zach Merritt every day of the week. Like,
well, you know Merritt's going to get tagged.
I don't care. Zach Merritt's been top 10 mid since existence. So it doesn't matter, Joe.
Look, yeah, Zach Merritt is a beacon of consistency. Yes.
Yeah, I'm happy to do that. Yeah, I'm happy to do that.
But Caldwell, he can have the occasional spike game. If we take out the injury game that he had here and the injury game that he had there.
He's a fantastic player. Don't get me wrong. He was great when he was available in our forward line as well.
Yeah.
As a coverage player alongside Chera, he was great. Getting 120s when, 600K players were doing the same. Fantastic, but always seems to get injured whenever he's in my team the last 2 years.
If it's only 40,000 difference, I mean.
Yeah, it's 40K or 30K and you get Sarong. Like he's not cheap, Joe.
Like he's basically averaged 115 for like 6 years straight.
Yeah.
And he would have done it. He would have done it again this year if we didn't have all these injuries and then we had to stuff around with his positioning because we're running out of players. So he would have done it again this year. Or last year. Sorry, we're in 26 now. So, I mean, Zach Merritt. Look, he's a snake, but he's a very talented, hardworking snake. He's dead to me.
Let's try and get to some more questions.
Yeah. Of course. Sort of scroll. How did I end up scrolling down so much? Man, you've come a long way, Joe, when you're calling a 29-year-old in his prime.
It's funny because Joe went into this preseason basically saying no over 30s. So 29's that good age gap.
Yeah, 29 is prime, and then 30
30's off the cliff.
30 is the cliff. Fuel of the last disposal won't be affected much, as only if it's like a handball or kick out, won't be a ball up in the spoils. Yeah. Yes, but the teams who are shit will be under the pump, and they'll bomb the ball out, and it's going to be a turnover. You watch. It's going to be a massacre. I won't make that at all. Yeah, fair enough. Yep. Thoughts on LDU, Jez?
Look, it's a no from me. There's quite a few players who are better around that price. I mean, we just spent 10 minutes talking about guys who for 50K more probably going to be keepers in our teams. I need to see it from him. He's been really disappointing. LDU, just as a career-wise, has the potential to go 160s every week, but just doesn't. And I need to see that from him. Yes, North has a very good early run, which could be favourable for him, but I don't think you're going to keep him for the season. And for that price, I think you're looking for someone who you can keep. So it's a no from me from LDU.
It's a no.
It's just attitude. The skill level's there. He can do whatever he wants on field. He can run and kick goals and tackle and do everything, but it's just attitude from LDU. That's the issue, and it's always been the issue. He's warranted being a pick 4, but it's just like, does he want to do it really? Hopefully, a stronger midfield means that he doesn't get as much attention. So we'll see. Some poor kid.
Apple in a Pies jumper. That's just crazy to me. That is insane. As long as it's not Joe Watson, I'm fine. Rules are meant to be broken and manipulated. You said it. You said it, mate. More teams may use the corridor. Well, they're going to be encouraged to do so, which again is high risk, high reward. The teams that are not good are going to get torched on the rebound, on the turnover.
Yeah. And that's why the game's moved to being a lot more of a quicker game now than what it has been in the past, I think.
Evening, James. Good to see you, mate.
What's up, James? How you going?
The Lord did the 7. Still upset you boys had no love for my guy, Brian Myers, in the forward video. Brian Myers. I love Brian Myers.
Sorry, mate. You know.
But not top 6. I'm sorry. Not top 6.
No.
But, you know, he might be with this end home. With the run home. Could be. Trelaw's going to get injured, but do Bailey Smith's 150 for the first time.
Bro, that's fine. Give me 3 weeks of that. He jumps up 80K, and then we're happy.
80K is not good enough for a trade. I'm sorry.
Well, we'll see.
He has to go 100 plus. If he makes 100 grand and then you trade him out, fine. But if he's only made you 80 grand, that's not good.
Yeah.
Paul Curtis is lucky to be alive, I feel, after his accident and illness. It sounds so bad watching the video. I'm lucky he was fit enough.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. A new video has come out today from North Melbourne. I don't know if you guys have seen it or not yet. One of the 3 kind of pre-season videos I think North Melbourne's been doing, just going through like his whole recovery and everything that's happened, Joe. It's pretty crazy what's kind of been going on with him. So yeah, I'd heard that he was sick over the pre-season, but not anything to the level that what he's had.
There's so many injury-prone players between 300 and 400K. Maybe one of them will work out and the rest will fail. Happens every season. True.
Yeah, and then there's a lot of players just due to fixture as well that will have really good runs, and then they'll fall off. Georgiades being one of them as well. I think Jones. I know. Not Jones. Daniel. I know. Causes keen on Daniel. There'll be a few others. I think that will just have good blocks to start the season and then fall off a cliff. So the forward line's always been a case of pick your midfielders and maybe one key forward or 2 if you're really lucky. that go bang every week. But it's always been a juggling act of let's get the ones that are going to make some cash, and then when the forward DPP mids come through, then we jump on those a little bit. So, yeah, just kind of how it's gone. Upgrade targets in Rankin and Petrarca probably now. And then see what happens.
Wait, I'm just looking at this. So Setterfield makes it, but Cripps doesn't. Confirm. Cripps is wannabe Setter go. Sorry if you already discussed this, but what rucks are you guys thinking of going?
Currently, I have Cherry and English, but we'll see. We'll see kind of what happens with that. But that's who I've currently got.
Yeah, I've never not had a starting team without Sherry, just because
the run is too good.
Early fixture. I used this word disgusting before for Geelong. It's filthy for North. The North Melbourne starting run for rucks.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, he's playing against Sweet.
Well, maybe not even that. I've heard Vicentini might be number one ruck. So I know he's been pushing. Yeah. I've heard he's pushing for number one ruck spot over the preseason. So that's kind of why I've jumped off Jordan Sweet. But yeah, it's I've been doing write-ups for Supercoach Swordplay and a couple of other people over the preseason, and looking through Cherry's scores, Joe. I think he's had 3 180 pluses. So last year, and he's going to do that early against Vicentini, Matt Flynn, and whoever you guys run.
Blackiston,
and then Liam
Reedy maybe.
Draper,
and then Draper will just get re-injured again.
Yeah, and then there you go.
Mankervis, and then Briggs was shit to end the year as well last year.
Yeah,
and then Geelong, who have no ruck.
Conway, and then Grundy. So it's pretty funny.
Like the shit. Like the first 8 weeks is just you're cruising basically. So I know you may be losing 3 or so stoppages from boundary throw-ins, but
he's been training the house down too. Cherry's like,
of course he has.
Cherry's going hard, bro.
Callum Mills, Randy. In addition to no over 30s, I have another rule for my team: no dickheads or dumbasses allowed. Callum Mills that was so dumb what he did to injure himself in the wrestling, and then they try to fix it themselves, and then he just injures it even more rather than coming. No, I'm not picking people like that in my team. All right.
Yeah.
All of my players are upstanding citizens, law-abiding citizens, dare I say. If you're not Denzel Washington, you're not in my team. Fraser is an interesting one. I think he's going to be a gun. Of course he's going to be a gun.
Yeah, I think so too. I have a lot of faith in him. I think he's going to be a great player.
He looks like Bond. He was baby Bond. Now he looks like Libba. I swear, Joel Fraser. I don't know what's wrong with him, but
he's got that LDU hunchback. I don't know if he only trains back, but when he runs, look his head is just forward, Joe. This guy would struggle to stand up. Someone said stand up straight. I think he would really struggle.
The worst posture.
I don't know.
Look, he's keeping low. He's keeping low. He's keeping coiled.
Yeah.
Right. It's smart. It's smart. It's you know.
I think he's going to have a bit of a breakout year. Real question mark for yourselves and Supercoach is: are you going to be gutsy enough to start him? Because I think we'll end up having him in a lot of our finishing teams. But if you're are you gutsy to start him or not? Really, is going to be the question.
Yeah, Michael, something to keep in mind for later in the season. Let up on dogs after their mid-season bye. Agreed.
Yeah. When Bont is cheap.
100%. Captain Flash.
What's up, Flash?
Back from overseas. Good to see you again, my friend.
Hey, guys, if you haven't already, jump on Captain Flash's YouTube channel. Let's get him to, I don't think he's on 100 subs yet, but let's get him up to 100 subs if we can, and then go from there, really. Some different, interesting content coming out from him at the moment.
Absolutely. Matt reckons Farah behind far too many.
We'll see. So I hear good things, man. When I start to hear good things, I'm just like,
Just saw that. He's not on lockdown. Stop listening to George for rookie advice.
We went through
That's
this
pretty
before.
funny. I didn't say that before. I didn't say that. Sorry. That was pretty funny.
No,
Yes.
all good.
He's not a lockdown. No, he's not a lockdown. He's an intercept. Have you guys touched on the Cooper Harvey, Kobe McKercher defense role situation yet? Would love to hear your take.
Look, I'm waiting to see a lot more from it. Cooper Harvey played a little bit of halfback for periods of time in the VFL last year, from memory. So my opinion is, I think they're trying to find a spot for him in the team. Not the seniors, but just the team in general, because I don't think he's good enough to play forward. We'll see how that works out for him, but I don't think Cooper Harvey lines up in the ones. I think there's too many guys. I think guys like Luke McDonald, who's come back from preseason mini camp, actually fit, and a few of these other guys will get spots in front of him. Colby McKercher playing halfback / mid, but more halfback distributor, I think, running up and down the wing. So, yeah, that's kind of my early predictions, but we'll see after that.
Love to see it. I'm considering Lindsay as well. Yes. Yep. Yeah, these have McDonald, Lever, Turner, May in defense already. Should give.
Yeah.
Taylor
Well,
more
they need
freedom.
to blood the kids, yeah. So CJ's in there too. Taylor's been drafted to play. It's more about just, I was more touching on scoring potential versus actually playing there. If you're only getting 15 disposals a game in under 18s, it's hard to jump up to what we probably require in terms of the 20s and 25s to score big in Supercoach. So, yeah.
That last 5 games, yeah. Hawthorn's draw also looks good, as do the doggies. Yeah, the doggies, though, yeah, you just felt the dogs have more Supercoach.
Well, they're mature ages. Pull them into finals, no doubt.
Yeah. Bowie out for half the season, and McVeigh on a free should help Taylor get a spot. Yeah, true.
Yeah.
True, but they did add CJ.
as well.
Yeah. Josh Roll to become the intercept king. Yes, Rodney. Yes, I like it. Josh Roll was a legend. Big J, how are you? Doing well. My guy this year is the Liz, Nick Blakey.
Yep, I've heard that too.
Causa, you would have been really happy about our top defender video where we had the lizard in there. You would have been very happy about that, I think. I don't like picking Essendon players because I don't like watching us for Supercoach purposes, but I'm pretty keen on Caldwell this year. Hopefully, Young up and running gets rid of Sarong tags. That would be nice. Sarong scores better with bigger bodies around him. When it's just Brayshaw and him in the mids, it doesn't get the support when tagged. Meanwhile, Sarong will be massively affected by new rules. Won't get to anywhere as many stoppages.
Well, yeah, it just depends on how many stoppages are actually getting taken away, really. As I said at the start of the show, from what people have said about the Sandful, they're only averaging like 2 less stoppages a game. Like clubs play into the rules and say, okay, we can't do this. If that makes sense. Yeah.
Thoughts on Harley Reid?
Look, I think he's in the same realm as a Parrish and a Young. Potential guy in that midfield that's going to jump up in price. He's averaged, I think, similar price, the same 2 years in a row, but this year has come into it fit and firing from all reports. I think if we didn't have Parrish and Young in the team, we may be a little bit more inclined to pick Harley Reid. A select few will, and I hope it works out well for them, but for right now, it's a no. It's a no from me. But if you want to pick him, then pick him.
Just watching this guy, as great as it is to watch him when he's in full flight, I can imagine he'd be the most annoying guy to own because he might be doing well, and then all of a sudden, someone will say something mean to him, like, "Ooh, your mum," and then he'll just flip his shit and get suspended. I don't know. Like, it just feels like it was just someone would say something.
You ate or something.
Yeah, exactly. Like, "Ooh, your mum," and then he'll like, "Oh no, your mum," and then like get into a fight. I don't know. That's what I just feel about Harley Reid. So I don't. He's such a great talent. He's such a great talent, but I don't know, man. I'm gonna have my heart in my mouth every time I ever watch him play. Sure, in the future when he matures, I reckon he'll be in all of our teams every
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
But for now,
100%.
I'm happy to just watch him from afar and laugh whenever he loses his shit. Kobe, I got Bont, Butters, Dacos, Sarong, Young, and Darcy Parish in my team for midfield.
Nice. I don't have Bond, but currently I had Butters, Matt Rowell, Dacos, who else? Callahan, and then a couple of others. Let me just quickly check. Butters, Rowell, Dacos, Callahan, Young, Parish was my mids. So, yeah.
I reckon DK will be a really sneaky pick because of his intercepting and contested marking ability.
You can just do more.
I just don't know, though, if the game's going to be faster, it makes it harder for the rucks to get into position quickly enough to take those intercept marks. A lot of it will be reliant on how well further up the ground can put pressure on the ball carrier to delay. But if the game's going to be played at a breakneck speed, English, early on in the season, we might see less intercept marks unless he's really just sitting back behind the play and not trying to get involved at all. Interesting fact with Sarong from last year is 6 of the top 7 in contested possessions averaged 110. The only one that didn't is Sarong. Molto interessante.
Yeah.
Holmes barely. Yeah, sorry that. Umps aren't waiting for rucks. Exactly. It's going to be quick.
Which is where I think a few more players are going to be taking ruck contests and just be like, "Yep, let's go, done."
Exactly. Hey, Woody. I have not looked at it again. I will look at it in a sec and get back to you, Woody. Thank you very much. Interesting fact was. Oh, sorry, saw that. So. Strong was one who didn't. So I'm thinking if he can have a similar year, hopefully he'll get to 110. But it's not the same game. It's now going to be more on the outside and less contested possessions. And he is more of a stoppage specialist, as you can see. So it's worth the risk because he's not that expensive at 577. It's worth
Their run is so good, man. Frio's early run is so good.
Having Jackson and Young around him, the bigger bodies shield him from the tag better than Bradshaw does by himself. Yeah, well, there you go. There you go. So listen to Damo for all your Freo needs. He is Mr. Fremantle himself. You cut him, he bleeds purple, and he's not an Oompa Loompa. So Kappa Flash, oh yeah, that's free. Baz and Holmes on the post, yes, 100%. Absolutely. You're right, Cheese. The fixture is brought to you by Morris Finance. You cheeky bugger. Kyle guys want to tell him that. Yes, that's right. The choice in that price is Caldwell, LDU, Steel. Unless I'm missing someone else.
Yeah, which is kind of where I'm like, don't pick anyone that price. Like, pay 50K more and get actual players. Because there's guys like Horn Francis, I remember last year being around that price. Same with Kennedy, same with a few of these others. Jai Newcomb fluctuated quite a lot last year and then ended up back at around the same price as well. So they might just not be that good, potentially. Sorry, fellas.
Yeah, exactly. Thoughts on Ty Gallop, a cheap forward pick?
How much is he?
How cheap is he? How cheap is cheap?
132K.
That's cheap. That's cheap.
Look, I think that it could happen, but we rarely see key forwards that aren't set and forget players doing really well because they are just reliant so much on that price and that level of scoring. If Brisbane didn't have the early buy, I think it may be a little bit cool. I would give it a shot. But there are a few other players, I think, around that price that will potentially do better for us. So our forward lines are going to be funded by West Coast and how many of their new recruits actually play in the seniors. But we'll wait and see, I think.
Oscar Allen, yeah, it's a shout. It's a shout. Draper. I can't see them playing Draper sole ruck. I just can't.
I would love if North Melbourne just came out and said, Gallup, we want you at the club, and we'll offer you a full-time forward position. And, you've only played 10 games this year because they've got Logan Morris in there as well, yeah. Like, they've got a few of these players.
Yeah.
So what happens.
LDU's dead to me, but yeah, agreed.
And that's how I feel about Caldwell a little bit.
I feel like LDU, that round 12 bye is a killer. Yeah, round 12.
It's fun.
Round 12 was pretty disgusting.
Brother,
what is that? Brother, that is so bad. All your Port boys, the North boys, the Suns boys, the Crows, everybody. What a week. What a week.
It's rough, man.
It's
rough.
I was
but that kind of comes down to where I was saying before about maybe we don't keep a McKercher and Bergman till the end of, for the whole season. But if they can survive the first 5 or 6 rounds and, turn one trade into a Naz or a Sinclair or a Whitfield or an Ash after round 4 or 5, like it could be just worth it that way, right? If you get Kircher and Bergman, trade them out, grab Ash and Whitfield, now you've got 2 extra players for round 13 and the buy runs don't look as disgusting.
Round 14 looks very manageable.
Yeah.
Round 15
as well.
Yeah,
15 should be okay.
Yeah. And then 16, few for 16. So you obviously can't have any of your Geelong boys, Holmes and Baz, for example, or Grind Myers, for those of you who love Grind Myers. Cozzy Pickett's out. Yeah, Cozzy Pickett out, Steele out. You've got, obviously, Flanders out.
Guys like Frazier, too, potentially.
Yeah.
They've got them in the forward line.
Treloar. But let's be real, Treloar won't be playing around 16.
Treloar makes it to round 16, you're doing all right.
Oh, 100%. Heppel was on I'm a Celebrity. Yeah, that's right. Did see that. Not a single clue who anyone else on that show was. Doesn't matter. All you need to know is Dyson Heppel. Yeah, 100%. Absolutely. Because round 12 is a killer. Michael, do you think Rowland Anderson's stats potentially get skewed more to stoppage than transition due to playing the night? Yes, absolutely. 100%. Dewey conditions, repeat stoppages. Also, they play at, Northern Territory. And the good thing as well this year for the Suns is that they're playing at Norwood Oval. Again, the size of my backyard. My backyard's not big. It's very small. And it can fit Norwood in there. Just tackles.
I've seen Joe's backyard, so I can confirm.
It's not a big backyard. You could literally, it's tiny. You walk and you just bump into people. You don't even try to tackle someone. They tackle you. They have the ball, but they're tackling you. That's how small the ground is. So, yeah, probably. Makes sense. But Raul isn't in and under beast. I mean, to be fair, Anderson is the most balanced player in the comp, according to this. Noah Anderson. He is as close to dead set bullseye balanced as you possibly can be. So, yeah, I think Anderson's sort of very much balanced. But Raul is the man. He's the second worst transitioning player, but he's the absolute best stoppage player by a long way.
Yep.
By a long, long way. He's very good at this football thing. It's the grass, I reckon.
Yeah.
Quietly, I think Brent Daniels is set and forget lock. I'm hoping he doesn't go big in round 0.
Yeah, you and Causa. Set. A few of these guys, saying that, depending on how they go round 0, we'll jump on.
Exon DeConning for Woody.
Well, I would be worried a little bit, Woody. I think DeConning's had a couple of niggles during the preseason, so you may have to change that for right now.
Yeah. About Fraser, he just plays way too many video games, hence the neck. I like that. I want to start all 3 of Draper, Flanders, Treloar, and if something goes wrong, oh well, can't win them all.
Do it. There's enough players that with some cash you can transition, right? Like, if they don't work out well, cool, Brent Daniels, let's go. If you've got an extra 100K, cool, go grab Cozzy Pickett before he goes up too much in price. Like, there's players that you can do, like, you can swap to around those prices. Heck, even downgrade to someone like a Jamara. If Jamara goes bang and you don't have him. Like, Draper to Jamara nets you 200K almost. Like, there's definite options there. It's not the end of the world. It's just like, you're picking these guys because you think they're going to be better price to performance. So that's why you're picking them. So if you want to do that, just understand that you're probably going to be a little bit behind in terms of upgrading or not, because you could go like Parrish up and then Draper down to Jamara, and then you've got Parrish to a Primo, and you've got more Primos than you started with, really. So, yeah, could work out that way.
Oh, absolutely. Yep, Coach halfback in Maxim, you love to see it. Yep. Harley Reid will be a great pick until he punches someone and gets himself suspended for like 5 weeks.
Yeah, it's 100%. Like Isaac Rankin. He's a great player until next someone, and then that's it.
100%. Thanks, mate. Do you think less throw-ins will result in more goals? If so, we might lose approximately 3 throw-ins, but get more centre ball ups. Ooh, centre ball ups. That's disgusting. Can we just, guys, for the culture, can we just keep it as centre bounces? I know they're not being bounced anymore, but just for the culture, can we?
CBA,
CBA. It's the CBA. It's not the CB up. The CBI, the CBUA. No. Can we keep it centre bounce? Can we? I'd love for the centre bounce to never die. You know, be the OGs who knew the centre bounce and centre bounce attendances before the AFL so cruelly ripped it away from us. Centre ball ups. Will we get extra goals to offset that?
But the question, I mean, if we do, Phil Thorpe and Darcy and a few more of these key forwards are going to be great for us in Supercoach. I just think maybe we'll run the ball a little bit. Like, it's going to take them a little while to figure it out, but it might just be a case of them deciding, yep, we're going to run the ball through the middle as much. I don't have the stats on me at the moment, but how many shots were people just kicking it out and then the player just shepherding it till it fell over? Like, not that many, I think. So it might just be a case of, oh, we all thought the stand rule was going to kill football and blah, 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 blah. Maybe kind of this rule as well isn't going to be that much for us. We'll see.
I think there will be more goals kicked. Yeah. There'll be more goals kicked for sure. But that means, now remember, there's still the limit. There's still the cap to how many points there are per game. Yeah. So there's going to be a dilution. Sorry?
I was going to say, you're talking about Supercoach scoring as opposed to like them putting a cap on how many goals that can be scored in football.
No. So it's still 3,300. So there's 3,300 Supercoach points per game, and it's never more than that. So if there's going to be more goals kicked, either the goals are going to be worth less, or the disposals up the ground are going to be worth less, or they're both going to be worth less. So, yeah, I think there's going to be a dilution of points eventually if you keep getting, if the scoreboard ticks over so much and the points are being sort of spread around a lot more, then you could see each individual action be worthless. Not worthless, worth less. I read, yes, I saw that. Sarong got shut down too easy in several games. Very frustrating own. Yeah, very much so. Lukosius is a 242K forward.
I'm waiting to see. Wait and see from Lukosius. I need to be convinced.
Jack Lukosius. Yeah. Very laconic player. Why did he not? I don't think.
I think he was just
7 games.
Yeah.
Yeah, just played 7 games last year. Let's see. Joined Port, got injured in round 2, comes back in round 17, before getting injured again in round 20 and then gets subbed out in round 22.
Yeah. For the same reason as you're wanting to pick Lukosius is the reason why you should pick Georgiadis, I think.
Yeah. His run's so much easier. Forward killer is round 16. Yeah, we saw that. These buys are why my team will be Fremantle FC.
Yep. And Essendon FC in there as well. And a couple of others. It's why I'm still considering picking up Max Gawn instead of Tim English to start the season, but we'll see how it goes. It's rough, man.
Pinky injury, no good.
Post buy keepers are the way to go. Just about getting to the buys with having enough trades to be able to fix your team.
Stoppage specialist category in there. That bit of it. Yeah, I'm happy to start with Raul as well. As he's been in my team for the longest time now this preseason. We sort of went through the fixture. It's piss week, and then even when they finally play against a tough team in the Swans, it's at Norwood Oval. So watch him break the tackle record. Thoughts on Connor McDonald with Will Day out with his shoulder?
Hey, apparently he's been playing majority mid and scored well through the mids last year when he got big CBAs too. So it might be Connor McDonald breakout year. We'll just wait and see. I don't think he plays round 0. Oh no, they do play round 0. So you'll get a free look at him. And we'll see how he goes.
Exactly right. Yeah. If Darcy Sean is out at the start, you both are for sure.
Yeah, it could be the first year that I actually have Jackson in my team since he's gone big. I never had him last year. Never had him the year that he broke out. Like, could be the year to do it. Maybe.
You've never had him?
No, I've never owned Luke Jackson like in Supercoach. It's weird.
That is very, very weird.
Yeah.
But yes, I'd absolutely be locking in Jackson. I've flirted with the idea of Jackson instead of English right now. Because I just know that Darcy will eventually get injured at some point. But he's 611k. Also, it's one to ask for Damo in relation to if he's playing as a midfielder. There you go. See, Geordie, I'm locking in Jackson with or without Darcy. Either he'll be playing ruck or he'll be a centre bounce midfielder. Exactly. That's the thing. Like, if it's real that he's playing as a midfielder, he's playing as an on-baller, then I really am considering picking Jackson instead of English in the ruck.
My only thing with Jackson is that you're picking him, I think, for the assumption that you're going to be grabbing one of the other ruckmen later on, and Jackson potentially goes to flex or goes to somewhere else, and just kind of not knowing, hey, how's a Max Gawn or someone else going to do for a cheaper price? As Randy says here, this is my only problem. Only went 97.3 last year with Darcy in the team, and paying
better than it used to be.
Yeah, but paying that much for paying 600k for a 97 score, I'd rather just pay 600k and grab Finn Callahan, for example, or someone like that. Yes, obviously he's ruck eligible and stuff, which makes a difference, but pure price on the performance on field, it's very different. You're picking Jackson for a reason at that price, because I don't think he's going to be a keeper, like a number 1, 2, or 3 ruck potentially with Darcy in the team. If Darcy comes into, if God forbid Damo hates me, Darcy comes out and does something to himself and he's out for half the season, Jacko, here we go. But
Well, this looks different.
Yeah, I think they've updated a little bit.
Ooh, on your Morts. Doing a very nice little changes here.
I will have Clark Brayshaw, may potentially. I mean, if he lines up as a midfielder and gets 35% mid time, why not?
So Luke Jackson it was basically 50-50 ruck contests. Basically 50-50 ruck contests, and he attended 67% CBAs. So he started to play as an on-ball. So there must have been games where he was playing as an on-baller already last year. Probably his first year doing it. I anticipate he'll get better at it, especially when they've got Hayden Young in the team to support as well. I reckon it's worthwhile. I reckon this might be a year, especially as the year drags on. Him, young spring chicken in his prime, he'll continue to be fresh and firing. The others will certainly start to plateau because it's none of those wrestling anymore. It's now the running and jumping for the ruck every time. So I reckon Jackson's the one. I feel pretty. Yeah, I feel pretty good about Jackson. Actually, now that I think about it, I'm gonna go Jackson.
Okay.
English is a fraud. Jackson's a unicorn. Jackson's where it's at. In Jackson, we trust. In my opinion. in Jackson, I trust this year.
Clearly. We're gonna chuck that Gridley on, Joe. Finish off with some Gridley before we head off. I think we've got through all the comments, guys. What I will do, I'm springing this on for Joe right now, but I think on Thursday, if Joe's currently free, we may do a review your team because we've been begging to do that for a while. So keep an eye out today, tomorrow, probably tomorrow during the daytime. I'll put up a couple of posts either on Twitter or on Facebook of review your team. So just have to make sure that I'll put out a video for it, but make sure that you do put how much starting cash you've got left because we've been killed too many times by guessing how much money you have. And make sure it's all on one post too. Otherwise, we won't be able to review it because there will be a lot of people. And we'll have the video out by Friday. So, yeah, because I think Supercoach may be opening over the weekend / Monday, which would be very cool.
Alrighty. Who's ready for a Gridley session to wind up this live stream and end on a high? All right. So, for those who don't know what this game is, we have a grid where these intercept, we need a player, whether it be past or present, that meets these requirements. So, for example,
we want the rarest player too. We want one that no one's chosen. Yeah.
We want them to be as obscure as possible because we want the rarest answers. We have to fill this with 9 guesses, and the rarest options that we can put down, the greater the score and the higher we finish on the leaderboard for it. So, if you have any questions, let us know. So for this first one, we want a Brisbane player. It can include the Brisbane Bears or the Fitzroy Lions. Okay? So we're talking historical, very historical. Any player in history who has
just
played...
not VFA teams, because we got stuck with VFA. That last one.
Correct. That has kicked at least a goal in the grand final. They have to be bloody obscure. Geordie's telling us he wants Tom Rockcliffe for the Brisbane All-Australian. That would be for this bottom left one. This bottom left one is a Brisbane player of all time who has been an All-Australian. We'll think about that. But we'll go one at a time for now. Roger Merritt. It'd be a comment, no? Is Roger Merritt? Is he not a well-known player?
I don't think many people would know who he is now.
Charlie Cameron and Brizzy. Beams or Doodie? Yeah, Tom Doodie could be a shout. That's right. Who's played for? Is it Charlie?
I don't think it counts. Oh yeah, maybe that works.
Greenwood. 1+ goals, Adelaide Crows. All right. What's his first name? Maltese. Which Greenwood?
Hugh Greenwood?
Not Hugh. Madden Pike. Yeah. All right. We'll go with Martin Pike. I think we've got two separate people went for Martin Pike. Martin Pike. 2%. 2% went with Martin Pike. All right. There you go. Not too bad at all. Well done. Hugh Greenwood. Do they have to have played together or just be on the same list? They had to have been on the list at the same time. So had to have been a teammate at the same time. All right, we'll go with Hugh Greenwood. You reckon or no?
Just wait and see. When I'm trying to figure out when Hugh Greenwood got 1 goal in a grand final.
Ross Dunn.
What year did Adelaide make the grand final, Joe?
201 goals in the final. What year did Adelaide? Sorry, what?
What year did Adelaide make the grand final?
Oh, when did they lose to the Tigers? 2020, 2021. Remember 2017. There you go. 2017. Who kicked the goal for Adelaide in 2017? No, that's too obvious. I think we want to go back way, way back. So Ross Dunn, 200 goal, 200, and he kicked the goal in the final. Okay, Ross Dunn. 0.1%.
That's what we want.
Record. That's a record.
That's what we want.
We have never had a 0.1%. That is rare. Could you have it any rare? Mark.
There you go.
On you, Mark. What a shout. Tigers. Tigers? What? What's that got to do with anything? I don't know. Twiggy. What a legend. What a legend. Okay. So we want an Adelaide player in history who's kicked a goal in the grand final. Oh, all right. Rod. Oh, what's this? Rod.
If you want to be really cheeky, you can go someone like David McKay, if you want to do him, or Riley Knight. Sorry, no, that's not true. My mistake.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%
Hugh Greenwood counts. Hugh Greenwood definitely counts. I don't think many people are going to pick him.
All right. Well, 2 people said Hugh Greenwood before, so we'll go with Hugh Greenwood. 4%.
There you go.
4%. It's still diamond color. We like it. We like it. So we want a teammate of Charlie Cameron.
That played for Brisbane.
That has played for Brisbane. Who has left Brisbane? Who has left Brisbane? In the time that Charlie Cameron's been there. How long has Charlie Cameron been at Brisbane? Charlie Cameron.
You could be really cheeky and pick someone like Devrop.
Yeah, exactly. We could. Charlie Cameron joined Brisbane in 2018. So who has left? Who has left Brisbane after 2018? Gunston. That's a shout. Are you serious? Cam Rayner was less common than Martin Pike. What? That's ridiculous.
Bananas.
That is so bananas. Could have been his teammate at
Eli Smith. Eli Smith, Joe, remember him? The guy that got so upset at the draft that he had to go to Brisbane.
Yeah.
And then he lasted 1 year past his contract and then chopped.
Starcevic is a current player, though.
Yeah, I think
It's too obvious.
If I had to choose, I'd go Eli Smith, but yeah.
Brandon Ryan. When did Brandon Ryan join the Lions? "2024. He played one game, literally. I reckon that's a pretty good shout. He only played one game, literally one game, but it was.
Better be a good game
last year. So some people might know him because he literally just got delisted. So it's not like it's historical. Lewis Taylor. Yeah, Lewis Taylor's I only know that because I'm a Hawks fan. You should be able to get a unique in the 200 plus All-Australian. You should surely. Dan Beams. Did Dan Beams and Charlie Cameron cross paths? Dan Beams. When did Dan Beams retire? So he was at Brisbane until 2018. And that's when Kitty Coleman joined. They overlapped in 2018, right? Or is that not overlap?
I think maybe that was the same year. Like if you get traded in 2018, then you're not there at the same time.
At the end of the 2018 season, he wanted to. Yeah, I reckon Beams works. All right, we'll try Dane Beams. Who's Eli Smith? Who is Eli Smith?
This guy. The one that...
He doesn't have a photo.
That's what I'm saying. It's good as.
No, I'm going to go with Beams.
No, everyone knows Dane. I don't think Dane Beam's going to work, but right. We'll see. If you want to do it.
0.7. Get out of town. I don't think it's going to work.
Mine was better.
It won't work, he said. It won't work.
Mine was better.
It won't work, bro. 0.7. That worked, man. That worked a very nice. Well done, Cap and Flash. I trusted you, and you came through for me. All right. What have we got? Van Berlo. Yeah, Van Berlo. I like that. I rated Van Berlo. I reckon he was a good player. Nathan Van Berlo. 0.7. Another one. Excellent. This is a beautiful Gridley so far, lads. We're doing well. Jake Barrett. What are we doing? No way. Jake Barrett. 30 years old. He played with him that last year. He would have been a good pick, actually. Fair call, Randy. Michael Doty for Adelaide 200 plus games. No, so it's not Adelaide 200 plus. So the next Adelaide one has to be an All-Australian. For 200 plus, we need a teammate of Charlie's and an All-Australian who has played 200 plus games. So a teammate of Charlie's who has played 200 plus games.
You know what's funny, Joe? Eli Smith doesn't even appear on Gridley. So,
wow.
Yeah, he just doesn't exist. It's like, oops. So there you go.
How many games did Richard Douglas play? many games did Richard Douglas play? Richard Douglas. Richard Douglas. 246 games. That's a lot of games. That matches the bill up until 2006 and 2019. Yeah, that obviously covers the time that Charlie Cameron was there.
There you go. We'll see. See what
Very
happens.
cool. Very cool. I don't know. What do you reckon, guys? Oh, Leicester. I feel like Leicester's a current player, though, so he'd be on people's minds. Is it right if I went with Richard Douglas? If I swung for it?
Yeah, go for it.
%. Yeah, it's all right. It's not the best, but not the worst either. 3%'s fine. So far, it's been diamonds and amethysts. This has been a very, very good one. All right. All Australians. We just need some all Australians, mate. Yes, Akka. Yes, Akka. You've come in a good time, mate. We need your ball knowledge. We need your ball knowledge, my friend. Craig Lambert, all Australian. Oh, I love it. I love it. Let's go. Oh, there are 58 possible answers. Craig Lambert. 0.5. Yes, Maltesing. Beautiful. Beautiful. Very nice.
Well, apparently it really might be open, Joe. So we'll see for all you guys that don't have Supercoach. Might be open by midnight. We'll see what happens.
McKenna and Brodie Smith. How many options? There's 36 answers. 36 possible answers for an Adelaide player who has been All-Australian. So either McKenna or Brodie Smith. Okay. Wait, 200 plus games is McKenna and Brodie Smith. Okay. Wait, there's only 2 options. There's 354 answers. All-Australian that washed up and spent 1 year at either team. Yeah, Nathan Bock. That's a blast from the past. Guy McKenna is one answer for sure. Yeah. But Guy McKenna, I don't know. I feel like people would say Guy McKenna. Oh, Maltesing. Oh.
Hey, Maltesing. Thank you very much.
Much love, Maltesing. Thank you so much for your generosity. You did not have to do that. Put Brodie Smith in that category. Brodie Smith? He will be 0.0% all the time, using most times. Brodie Smith. All right. You're saying 0%. You're saying 0%. All right, we're going for it. 0.2. Well done. Well done, Corner. 0.2%. Great shout. Oh my God, guys.
One guess left.
Oh my God, guys. This is probably the best Gridley I have ever been a part of. This is insane. Okay. Kobe, Daniel Rich, All-Australian for Brisbane. No, well, we've already done Craig Lambert, Kobe. It's already gone, skis. Nigel Smart. Okay, yes. Nigel Smart for sure is one of them. Or Greg Anderson. Do you guys like Kane Corns? I love Kane Corns. I don't like him. I love him. I love him, but obviously not all of the time. You can't love anybody all of the time. I think there are a lot of times where he does have some great takes, based takes, and there are other times
When you
where
want to punch him in the head.
Yeah, where he takes the piss for the sake of taking the piss, and he'll troll, and he knows that he's trolling, and
That's how he gets his paycheck, yeah.
and he gets a rise out of people. But that's not him all of the time. That's not him all the time. You know, in a way, it makes him a bit more endearing, in my opinion, that he's not just a cold, just pure facts all the time. He's got a personality, and he likes to get a rise out of people, and he likes to have some fun. So personally, I love him. I love Kane. I think he's done a great job for revolutionizing what footy media is like. Same wavelength. All right. Greg Anderson says Randy and Maltesing is also on Greg Anderson. Mark, I know you really like Nigel Smart. There's a lot of love for Anderson, though. Could go Sean Wren. Oh, my God. Sean Wren. Far out. So many options. Nigel Smart was the first. Nigel Smart was the very first All-Australian for Adelaide.
It won't be too good. Maybe Tony McGuinness, Joe.
Who?
Tony McGuinness.
Tony McGuinness.
Yeah.
You sure he's an All-Australian?
Yeah, 1992.
All-Australian team. 98, 88, 92, and 93. 3 times. Only played 8 games and won All-Australian.
Who is he? Not Cosy Pickett. What's his face?
No, Anderson.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying he's only played like 2 games and then he won it.
No, he didn't win All-Australian.
Yeah.
All right, we'll go. All right, we'll go. Greg Anderson.
All right, Maltesing.
2%. 13.2 was the rarity. The average rarity today was 92. Holy shit, lads!
You guys are killing it.
This was unbelievable. Oh, please show me where's today's leaderboard? I want the global leaderboard for today. 13.2 would have been what ranking? I wonder what ranking that would have been. Let's see. 13.2 ranked 55 in the world. Oh my God.
Not too bad.
Bro, this guy, 4.9. Are you like effing kidding me?
It's like everybody's like pink. But like really good pink, not even like shit.
But still, holy shit, guys. You absolutely killed it. You killed it. Truly well done. That is the way you end a stream. On a high, top 55 in the world, 13.2. What a grid. The best grid I have ever been a part of. And it's all thanks to you guys. A massive clap on the back. Thank you guys so much for watching us here tonight. If you enjoyed being here, asking us questions, having some banter, having a good time on a lovely Monday night, please like, subscribe if you're new, hit the notification bell. You guys are legends, and we look forward to seeing you all in the next one.
Guys, it looks like Supercoach potentially might be out tonight. So we'll see how it goes, but we'll still go out. If Supercoach is open today, or tonight, obviously, maybe we'll put up a, hey guys, rate your early January team, see how you go. We'll have those out and we'll do our reviews by Thursday. So you guys will have that. Check Facebook, check Twitter as well. So yeah, should be a lot of fun. enjoy your Mondays and have a lot of fun. And yeah, stay safe, everybody.
Absolutely. I'll do an updated team reveal.
Too. Yep.
Look, if you guys want, I'm happy to give you a little sneak peek. I'll give you a little sneak peek because you guys are still here. You guys are legends. So I'll give you a little bit of a sneak peek, okay? And for those who aren't watching the live stream or bad luck, you're going to have to wait for it. So this is my team at the moment. Just a little sneak peek. As I told you, Blackstone in my flex. Yes, a bit light in the midfield. I reckon these three mids play. All right, I've gone Sherry English. I might change English to Jackson. I do have the money for that. Leaves 14k. I'll do that. You know what? Stuff you English. You're a fraud. You're a pinhead. Jackson Unicorn. Love Unicorn. So this is what I'm doing. Sherry and Unicorn. Helmet and Unicorn and the rucks. Cheese, Pickett, Flanders, Lawler. I had him in my starting team. Still there. I just reckon this guy just gets bulk CBAs. Yeah, they have to play him. They gave him Dusty's number. I reckon this is it. All right. I reckon Lawler has to be in there. Philippou, Marshall, playing intercept defender, mature age player. You can't say no to that, in my opinion. Steen, Maltesing, shout out to you. You've sung his praises. I'm going to go with him for now. Obviously, it's a placeholder. Rookies will sort themselves out in due course, but not looking to pay up an exorbitant amount for rookies. Just want the rookies that are going to play. If they play, they'll make money. Of that, I'm very sure. And sort of going a little bit risky in both having Young and Parrish, but I think they're both known commodities. We know what we get, and if they're fit, they'll make money. They'll definitely outperform their price point. So that's what I have at the moment. I will be making a video about this, but you guys would have already seen it. Still, I'd appreciate it if you clicked on the video and watched it and liked it for the algorithm. I'd greatly appreciate that, okay?
Definitely. And mine will be out tomorrow/Wednesday, I think.
I got a train next week. Yes, that would be great. Would be awesome, Maltesing, if you could. I was going to sleep for 3 months like a bear in hibernation. Got the urge to awake. Welcome back, Michael. Welcome back. The year has begun. The year has begun officially. Thanks, Joe and Big J, for supporting Uncle Aka's historic performance, mate. As he says, we'd be nothing without him, and nothing without you as well. Thank you very much for joining, and yeah, we'll see you all in the next one. Have fun, guys.
Have a great day. Happy Monday.
Have a good night. They're sleeping now. 10:24.